Action.
All right, welcome to the 1 Million Cups podcast by the community, for the community. My name is Chris Beecham.
Michael Schlueter.
And today we're just going to be talking about our own businesses, chit-chatting about the wins, talking about the losses, and ruminating on the lessons learned. I'll go first. Like I said, my name is Chris Beecham. I run a company called Click Targeter. It's a Google Ads agency. Pretty simple. What we do is just work with small companies, help them pay to show up on the top of Google searches. So everyone asks, is it SEO? It's not SEO. SEO is free. This is perfect for a company who's brand new, would never show up otherwise. They can just pay to get that top spot. And then a lot of people that do pay Google to advertise end up like paying 4 times as much as they need. So we have a little free account checker tool you can just connect your Google Ads account to, see where you're wasting money, see where you're making money, and then just adjust accordingly. And then the way I met my friend Michael here is through 1 Million Cups, but then I also helped you set up your Google Ads account. Michael runs a carpet cleaning company called Omaheal, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that before we get into the fun part.
Omaheal Center, so clean we heal. Carpet, upholstery, area rugs. In our home, we have a challenge right now that things are not necessarily getting washed and clean as they should be, where like new, to where it's a gift given back to us. So you want to get what you're paid for, and that's the challenge, is actually vaporizing the dirt and restoring it to its former glory. So your fabrics can be like new in your home. We're saving thousands of dollars for our realtors, parents, pet owners, and it's important because if they don't rinse or take their time to do a good job, it's you'll smell a chemical and it could affect your Frenchie's bulldogs. So we want to make sure to take care of them, and just helping the community. I stand for trying to build Omaheal Center off of carpet cleaning, and it's been an absolute pleasure to keep growing with our community and addressing our needs to help us have more strength and get things done.
Okay, so you said your ultimate goal is to create the Omaheal Center, and then in the meantime you're using carpet cleaning as your vehicle to get there?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, so before we get to the Omaheal Center, just tell me, how did you get into carpet cleaning?
I was a CNA, and during COVID, I kept on smelling the virus in the nursing home because they had an open air vent, and I had to get out of that situation, and I just couldn't keep getting sick again, so I had to stop and look for work, and I got on the Craigslist. That has always been somehow the best way to find jobs for $30 an hour with B Green. It was services is how I got hired on. They supplied the equipment. They don't replace the equipment necessarily, so I kept on keeping the business afloat on my own, and broke off away from that. And so it's just, you just keep adding value, act like the business is yours, and eventually you're just like, I can run this. And carpet cleaning is a service to where I was their best cleaner, but I wasn't their favorite cleaner because I was too thorough. And so as far as you're just like, well, you can't get it like new, and they're just like, can you just do a little less? And I'm like, nah, I don't, I'm not, I'm just gonna, I want to do a great job. And that's how I know that we resonate with each other, because it's like, you finish it, you touch down.
Okay, so first of all, thank you guys. But then the way you started your business is you were working for a company that did the exact same thing as an employee.
Yes.
And then you were the best employee in your own mind, and you decided, hey, why not just do the whole thing myself? That's very similar to what I did. A lot of people do. It's a great way to learn it on someone else's dime.
Yeah.
My question is, I mean, you always go in with like so much optimism, thinking that it's going to work out great, and then in reality, it's a lot harder than you think. So just talk to me about some of the struggles you had, and maybe some of like the business side of things versus the carpet cleaning things. What was harder than you thought?
The hardest thing right now, I'm still struggling, is to wrap my arms around my, it's using like paperwork, taxes, keeping your numbers together. And so just keeping the handle on that, like QuickBooks Services does have options, tracking your miles, and that's probably the biggest challenge, is just having the back office taken care of. So it's that, like, entrepreneurial, you'll find, are you a great technician? Are you a great manager? Are you a great entrepreneur or visionary? And I'm a wonderful technician, 5-star reviews consistently. And so that makes you very hireable, because when you walk on site, provide an estimate, people take that confidence, they want to see the future in your eyes, and you're like, let's walk in it. So you're just helping us see the light, and that's just, that's all we're doing with sales. Like, hey, we have Click Targeter, let's shine this light on your business, because the struggle in our community is like, yeah, before I had that, I was doing my own website, updating it consistently as much as I could. I was probably on the 20th page, but I started my Google ad campaign, and it was different because they put me on discovery, 80% discovery, and Omaheal was getting calls for the doctor, and I'm just like, look, I do energy medicine. I honor HIPAA, but I'm not your doctor from Omaha Healing Center. I don't think there's such thing, but people remember my company for carpet cleaning, and they're like, what was that name again 4 years ago? Oh yeah. They will look for you if they want it like a resurrection on their floors. But
okay, so I'm hearing that you kind of did everything yourself. You did your own QuickBooks, and then you built your own website. You built your own Google Ads, which we'll get into in a second.
Yeah.
But even before that, I think so many entrepreneurs do that same thing. They think they need to do everything themselves, and then it just isn't that good. It's like, oh, I've been a great Google Ads person my whole life. I've never settled the books. It's like you kind of walk in thinking you'll be great at that, which is completely irrational. And then kind of transitioning back to myself, my favorite topic is you said you set up your Google Ads account, you use the word discovery, but how I would describe it is Google has a whole AI system that they'll basically set up the ads for you. That's what you did.
Yeah.
And then you were getting calls for people thinking you were a doctor instead of carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just so common when you have Google set up your ads. They'll write a good ad for you with AI. It's amazing at writing. But then they have you pick out your audience. And that's where, instead of just people looking for their carpet cleaning, let's kind of show to anybody and everybody. And then the third part of that is how much you pay per click is really the name of the game.
Right.
And so, yeah, weren't you paying up to $60 a click sometimes?
Absolutely. And that's where their whole goal is to try to help you spend $1,500 to give you $1,000 back. And so that was the deal I was running. And you kind of came in, I think, the second month in starting, and you helped me finish that goal, but tactically, and actually was a turnaround success. So booking a job in the first week, and then that's where I'm just I keep getting jobs. January and February weren't slow months, so in the service industry, that's slow for everybody, but I was still cleaning couches. So people are trying to reward themselves in different ways, and love. It's working, loving their soul, chicken. What is it? Chicken noodle soup for the soul. Good for the soul. Cleaning is good for the soul, and that's why it's a tough job for most. But when you have it done right, you can take a deep breath, and you're like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, cleaning is good for the soul. I always think when my room is messy, you just feel kind of down, and then as soon as you clean it up, and it's just you feel it is good for your soul. I have no idea how that works, but
smile. I don't know, you catch something. It's something's good for you.
Okay, now the other thing I want to talk to you about is Omaheal Center.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, you do a carpet cleaning, that's your main thing, but your real passion is you're a healer. Helping people. I don't know the verbiage, but
healer is not. It's a correct terminology. Depends on what perspective or what literature you're going to back that thesaurus up with. But it's in the Bible, there are people called miracle workers. I would be labeled into that as a miracle worker. So where if you need God and you're go tell Michael, he'll tell God. I'm a tattletale. That's all that means. I'll tell God everything. And then God will tell me to tell you. And I'm maybe I won't tell you anything, but maybe I'll tell you something of God. And that's what we hope. Where your words come from? Heaven, hopefully. So that's where we're ending up, I hope.
Okay, you love to talk about Jesus and God and your spirituality.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Here's my question is, though, on the surface, to my mind, that doesn't have much to do with carpet cleaning. And I think
Right.
I think it can confuse some people.
I get it. Yeah.
And in marketing, when you confuse them, you lose them.
Yeah.
And so my question to you is just, first of all, how you've already kind of talked about how those two things are related, but it's like, has that ever like kind of freaked somebody out when you come in to do a carpet cleaning and then you start talking about Jesus? Does anybody not like that? Does that cost you any jobs?
It actually turns into a protection for me, because the people who hate Jesus are more likely, they're not bad people. They're still wonderful people. It's just the probability of things being possibly not okay is a greater risk to take on. But I just general conversation, like people are teasing me, it's like, oh, how busy are you or whatever, and it's just like, God fills my schedule. And they're like, they may not call me back, but I think it's my competitors calling me, so who knows. But it's just like, otherwise people who are ready for the job to be done, they don't care God's backing you. They're like, thank goodness you're not going to do anything crazy, I hope. Because it lowers the probability of me being in their home harming them. Because cleaners people have bad experiences with people being left on their own. And that's why I'm just like, well, at least God, he's not alone. He's not afraid to say, Jesus Christ, as far as is Lord, my Lord and Savior. And it's just the simple things like Jesus is Lord. That's like a evidence that we know. Is like, is the Holy Spirit around? I'm like, yeah, in me. Around you, around us. So it's like, and also the thing too is like, when you're cleaning things, you don't want somebody who's like, I don't recommend darkness or bad emotions or anger to be put into your home by your cleaner. Like if you're not paying them enough money, obviously they're gone in 45 minutes. You've got $120 that you gave them, and they're only going to do 20 minutes in each room with a quick vac. And then you wonder, it's like, oh yeah, that's what you get paid for. And it's like, and then that's the standard we accept as a result, as a minimal quality. Like if we just went with Google and just let them do whatever they wanted, then they take us for everything we have, and we still have dirt in the carpet, and it's still just, we still have to replace it, and we're still getting sick. So it's like, stop robbing us. That's the thing. As that's the honesty. Like, don't steal. Like simple things, love your neighbor. But that's the challenge that we have in our community. Fat carpet cleaners, apparently. How can you be fat when you're pushing a vacuum and extraction? Like, V-green carpet cleaners, we're ripped. We're like kangaroos. And that's like, you're a laborer. That's why Omaheal Center is going to have a lazy river Epsom salt, and I have a solution for us walking along Christ and just bearing witness that we're going to have a lazy river of Epsom salt to where I can help laborers recover quickly. And it's like a monthly membership. You can check in for 30 minutes, but I have sound frequencies that we can proven to recover the body on a molecular level, feeling your stem cells, and you can feel that good feeling, and your telomeres, which is the ends of your DNA, telling it to, hey, keep regrowing properly. That's, to me, what we're doing with Omaheal. And we need carpets to be clean. I just get started, and it's thousands of dollars I'm saving and spend thousands with me. So as far as, it's not a bad way to make a doctorate's wage. If you're interested in carpet cleaning, come on. There's a lot of great opportunity here. So as far as it's Omaha, Nebraska, the market, what's unique is carpet cleaning. People typically want to spend $200 to $400 a year. People may spend $1,000 with me. So it's not, and in Denver, people spend $2,000. So the Omaha market is getting increasingly wealthy. So as far as realtors, we have a lot of other practices, doctors, specialists, business owners, like Rexis Nutrition, No Name Nutrition. We have, we are the healing center for the nation and the world if we let it be.
Okay, so if I want to get my house cleaned, how much does it cost, and then how do I get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me by calling 402-747-0009. And if you have three rooms, depending on if you want to move all your furniture, if it's empty, if you just moved into the house, you want to have around $500 to $600. Like it's $100 a room for 300 square feet. So if you have a 10 by 13 room, that's a half room. So if you have 3 of those next to each other, that's 1.5 rooms. So that's $150 to clean deeply and the spots. So I'll take care of the spots for free, and we'll shampoo everything and extract and rinse and make it look great for up to four visits. Make sure you're satisfied, and that's where it's clean for $150 for 3 rooms. If you have a hallway, I might throw that in for free. If you have another connecting room, and it's $250 you're spending with me. But that would be guarantee you up for a year at least. You're happy. You have some good energy around you. And basically, stairs is probably where I grind my soul most into it. But that's where we connect most with our pathways if you know quantum entanglement. But stairs are $6 a step and $9 a step. A flight of stairs can be $150. 15 stairs, well, that's $130. But the point is that shampoo and extraction for $6 a step. Deep cleaning is $150 a room, or $9 a step. But I'm doing a low pH solution with lemon juice and vinegar that will brighten the fabrics, put some sunshine on the floor, and enzymes eliminate body odor. And then the shampoo vaporizes the dirt from the inside out, doesn't get fluffier, and extraction take my time so it'll be dry and like new. But it can be, if you have iTex, I do 80-20 split. So every $500 you spend with me is 400 iTex and $100 USD and sales tax.
And then iTex, isn't that some sort of barter trade
Barter
system?
to trade, yep, trade. So business owners, we can have a nice life with trading with iTex. I get some nice things, and it helps us trade thousands.
That's a whole other podcast episode we got to do. I'm interested. And then I know Glenn, our gracious host, is giving us the wrap-up sign, and so I'll just end this with, if you want to get in touch with Click Targeter, if you're someone like Michael who's a small business owner, you've set up your own website, you set up your own Google Ads, there's a good chance that you're spending a lot more than you need to. Michael said he was getting charged $60 a click, and now you're under $6. I won't say exactly how much you're paying. But yeah, if that sounds like you, visit my website, clicktargeter.com. I have this free tool people can connect their accounts to, and it'll just show you where you're spending your money, what your best message is, who's your best audience, and then from there you can go ahead and schedule a call with me, and we can get your Google Ads fixed, and then talk to Michael to get your carpet fixed.
Yep.
And we're going to sign off, but until next time, you stay classy.